Hello everyone. Welcome back. I'm Boomy, and today we are watching Zoro versus Erza, One Piece versus Fairy Tail by Death Battle. Yes, this is once again suggested by Josh Blackwell over here. And yeah, between the two anime, obviously, I know both. I don't know One Piece as much as I know Fairy Tail, but if you don't know, I haven't seen both of these animes in a very long time. Actually, the funny thing is, I vaguely remember that I stopped watching One Piece at the arc where Zoro got his third blade, the one that he keeps in his mouth. So yeah, I don't know how he scales on the newer episodes because, frankly, it got too distracting. I didn't like the art style. I know that's a very petty reason to stop watching the anime, but it was just me and my issue back then. Actually, it's still an issue now, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I know he is a very good swordsman, but so is Erza. I probably watch more Fairy Tail than One Piece if I'm gonna compare the two. I'm not even sure if I remember if I finished all the episodes. I'm not even sure if it's done. But I got through. What was the last arc? Yeah, I can remember the last arc I've watched. So I can't really tell. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it to Wiz and Boomstick to explain their power sets and how they scale up with each other. So with that, remember, if you like my reactions, don't forget to leave a like. Let me know your thoughts on the episode down in the comment section below, and consider subscribing. We are trying to get to 1,000 subs this year, so hopefully you guys can help me out with that. Also, don't forget to leave your suggestions on what I should check out next. That being said, let's go ahead and watch the video.
Past, present, or
Tis but a
future, one kind of
scratch.
fighter has stood the test of time. The swordsman.
And today's combatants are two of the most skilled warriors to ever wield a blade.
Roronoa Zoro, the feared swordsman of the Straw Hat Pirates.
And Erza Scarlet, the battle mage of the Fairy Tail Guild.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
Oh yeah, Erza
It's our job
has
to
her
analyze their
different
weapons,
armors.
armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
This should be interesting.
As a child, Roronoa Zoro dreamed of becoming the greatest swordsman in the world.
But he didn't just enroll at a dojo. He showed up, challenged everyone, and then just sort of stuck around.
Zoro's dojo training sharpened his natural talent with a sword, but there was one person he could never quite manage to beat. His sensei's daughter, Kuina. They dueled a lot, and Kuina won every single matchup. All 2,001 of them.
Damn.
2001 and 0?
One in.
Damn.
Despite the constant defeat, Kuina and Zoro were very close friends. Together, they promised that someday one of them would become the world's best swordsman.
And then she fell down some stairs
Oof.
and died. Which
Seriously?
seems like an unacceptable way for a
Just like that. One of the most talented swordsmen, like kid swordsmen out there, just died from falling upstairs. That seems like like plot convenience.
master swordsman to bite the dust.
Does thin out the competition for world's best swordsman, though.
True. I mean, that's how I became the world's best shotgun woodcarver.
After Kuina's death, Zoro inherited her sword and used it to hone his skills even further, eventually leaving the dojo in search of the current title holder of world's greatest swordsman, Dracule Mihawk.
But he immediately got himself lost. With nothing better to do, he became a bounty hunter and wandered around the ocean until he ran into a weird, stretchy pirate kid.
You mean Monkey D. Luffy, who brought Zoro onto his crew of Straw Hat Pirates.
Actually worked out pretty well since Luffy was already looking to hire him anyway. Turns out Zoro has quite a reputation.
At this point, he was already a master swordsman, and after finding and training under Mihawk, his swordsmanship became legendary.
He created his own fighting style, Santoryu, also called three-sword style, because he uses three swords, one in each hand and one
Yeah.
in his freaking mouth.
That doesn't seem very safe.
Oh, shut up, Wiz. Badasses don't care about safety.
Regardless, with the three-sword style, Zoro can perform several unique attacks, including the Onigiri, where he strikes with all three blades at once.
Or the Tatsumaki, where he makes a tornado dragon.
By swinging his swords a certain way, he can fire compressed air projectiles toward an opponent, like with his deadliest technique, the 1080-pound cannon. And
Now, ain't that a bit of a... Well, it probably goes to show that he's good at his swordsmanship, because the whole point of, like, sharp edges of the sword is to cut through, and that includes the air. He managed to bunch up or compress enough air to create a tornado dragon.
last but not least, he knows the Kyutoryu 9-sword style.
I mean, I should probably stop, like, questioning anime logic at this point.
Hey, did he just grow 4 more arms and 2 more heads? How the hell did he do that?
It's just an illusion, but it still somehow has physical presence.
He's like a human slap chop with a total of 9 swords.
That's one way to put it. In addition to his skills with a blade, Zoro is able to use Haki, a mysterious power that every living being possesses, but only a select few have learned how to use.
Haki, much like Neapolitan ice cream, comes in 3 flavors, and Zoro only has access to chocolate and vanilla.
Chocolate? What? I don't even... Well, one of those flavors is observation Haki.
That's vanilla.
Of course. Which in some ways is similar to Spider-Man's Spidey Sense. Zoro can sense the location of other people, even if they're invisible or far away, and can also predict most opponents' attacks.
Then chocolate, everyone's favorite Haki flavor, is armament Haki. This lets him form an invisible armor around himself as protection, or harden his swords to make his strikes cut through almost anything.
With both Haki, Zoro has been a real asset to the Straw Hat Pirates. They've traveled the world and had a lot of weird adventures.
Yep, weird it is.
Zoro fought a literal living mountain man named Pika and sliced him clean in half.
A strike so powerful it didn't just cut through Pika, it sent his top half flying upward. Considering Pika's enormous size and approximate mass, this strike had to have been more powerful than the first ever deployed hydrogen bomb.
Yo.
11 megaton Castle Romeo.
Also, Zoro's pretty damn fast. One time he moved so quickly he seemed invisible to a room full of highly trained assassins. And when the odds are against him, he'll keep pushing himself, even past the point of bleeding out.
Thus, he's powered through some incredibly intense pain, such as...
I don't really get what that is.
How the hell is he still standing after that?
That's a good question. After a battle with Kuma, a bear man because this is One Piece, Zoro took on not only his own pain from near death, but also Luffy's, despite being told that doing so would surely kill him. But it just didn't.
And he doesn't even brag about it. What a bad...
Interesting.
Zoro is definitely the stoic badass type, but he can't do everything. He's a sword fighter above all, and prefers to fight up close and personal.
He also has the world's shittiest sense of direction. He gets lost without someone there literally reading the map for him, and could never survive on his own without his friends.
You might think Zoro would be more of a lone wolf type of guy, but no. Much like how Kuina's death spurred him on to become a great swordsman, it's his friends who keep him fighting.
Yep, power of friendship.
Set sail for only one reason, to meet you.
And what is your goal?
To beat you.
Interesting.
Erza Scarlet grew up in a small rural town called Rosemary Village. It was pretty picturesque as far as childhoods go.
Hold on, Wiz, I'm getting a premonition. Despite everything seeming perfect, something terrible happens.
A murderous
Yep.
cult attacked, destroyed the city, and enslaved the children to build a tower to resurrect their evil overlord.
Of course
There
they
it
do.
is.
Young Erza was tortured, and while she may have lost an eye in the process, she also gained a friend, Jalal Fernandez. He actually gave Erza her last name, Scarlet, after her red hair.
She and her buddies swore they'd escape, so Erza ended up staging a revolt and saved the other slaves thanks to discovering her latent magical powers.
Unfortunately, not everyone made it out.
Turns out Jalal got possessed by some spirit that made him a huge dick, and she had to go without him.
Fine, if you want to leave so badly, then I'm not going to stop you. But you'll have to go alone.
After that nightmare, Erza swore to dedicate her life to helping and protecting the innocent, and so joined the Fairy Tale Magicians Guild. Luckily for them, she possessed a great skill set for a mage.
Wait. I'm not sure, but did Erza ever learn fairy law? If so, because from what I remember, is it even fairy law? Their guild master has this skill that almost always ends battles. So I don't know if she learned how to do that or not, because that might be a turning point.
Her main thing is requip magic, which is basically like having an armory with you at all times, without having to lug it around.
Requip magic allows Erza to summon her vast array of weapons and armor at will, meaning she can use multiple combinations of swords, lances, and outfits all in one fight without ever really slowing down.
Damn, that'd be useful for all my weapons. How many's she packing?
She's rumored to have access to as many as 100 sets of armor and 200 weapons.
Nice! As far as armor goes, her go-to is the standard Heart Cruise set. But there's also the Heaven's Wheel armor, where she can send swords flying at people, the spiky defensive adamantine armor, and the Blackwing and Flame Empress armors, which have wings for flying.
Don't forget her giant armor, which she uses with a lance, Purgatory armor, which has a lot of spikes, and seduction armor? I'm not really sure what
That I did not see this.
Probably to make enemies terribly aroused. Ever tried to fight
I have
one
not
around
seen
with?
that before.
Believe me, it's not easy.
Right. Well, Erza claims her most powerful armor is the Armadura Fairy armor, which is very pink.
Girly, yeah.
Fancy and all, but sometimes she doesn't even bother suiting up. If her back's against the wall, Erza equips her Clear Heart clothing.
Yeah,
This
that's the
enhances
one
her
that she
speed and
usually
attack
uses.
defense, and channels all her magical energy into her katanas for a decisive blow.
She can charge magic through her swords to perform all sorts of magical attacks, even mixing and matching weapons and armors to better her chances in a fight.
She's also just really good at sword fighting. Actually, she's really good with a lot of weapons, including hand-to-hand.
All of this makes Erza an excellent addition to the Fairy Tale Guild. She quickly became one of its highest-ranking mages and was the youngest member to ever pass the S-Class Mage promotion test. An incredibly difficult gauntlet only the strongest and wisest of warriors can even attempt.
Speaking of achievements, she's pretty friggin' strong. Don't believe me? Well, here she is, lancing a hole through a giant floating cube.
This cube was about 100 million cubic miles in volume. To punch through it,
What?
Erza's lance must have dealt about 16 kilotons of force.
Erza's
Ooh.
also fast enough to deflect bullets.
I forgot how that compares to the atomic bomb feat that Zoro had.
Point blank from a flintlock pistol. Guns with a muzzle velocity of about 540 miles per hour. And that's without a speed boost from her armor.
Right, many of her armor sets grant her stat boosts, increasing her speed, magic, defense, etc. She's survived plenty of destructive blasts, including one that blew up an island. Considering that island's size, that's an explosion equivalent to 2 kilotons of TNT.
So she's sexy, can survive island-busting attacks, and has a shit ton of weapons? She's basically perfect. Just wish she used a gun or two.
Well, she may have a vast armory, but swapping them in and out requires magic, and she can run her supply down if she's not careful.
So it's just like a mana bar in those fantasy games you always play.
Exactly, though even when she's out of magic, she's still quite deadly in hand-to-hand. Like when she fought her alternate self from another parallel universe.
That
Oh,
universe
the
has
angles.
a lot less clothing. Sign me up!
But when you're among the best in the guild, you get the job done no matter the limits.
I will withstand any physical pain to protect the ones that I love.
Yeah, power of friendship.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this.
All right. Okay. So granting that I know more about Fairy Tail than I do One Piece, I also know that Erza has lost a couple of battles before. So, and I mean, I don't know how much Zoro has lost, but the feat alone, the one that he withstood all the pain with from Luffy and himself, I'm gonna go with Zoro on this one. Because when it comes to swordsmanship, Zoro probably has like the upper edge since he's only been training for like one typical sword. Basically, his like training wasn't divided between any other weapons. So yeah, I'm gonna go Zoro and see if See if I win.
Debate once and for all.
It's time for a death battle!
After the sponsors. Oh, no sponsors this time. Okay.
Oh, sorry, lady. Could you point me in the way of the shipyard? I've been looking around for hours.
Aha! You're the one I'm looking for. Come peacefully and you won't be harmed.
Sorry, I'm busy. Maybe later.
Then we'll have to do this the hard way.
I told you I'm busy!
Let's go.
Well, I guess we're doing this now. Whoa! What?
You're coming with me!
Is that the adamantine armor?
Neat trick.
Flame Empress.
Try laughing at this!
Okay, so I'm guessing Erza will probably lose because she keeps on switching armors like that. She's probably gonna run out of mana before she can kill Zoro, so I'm guessing that will happen. And they didn't mention Fairy Law, so I'm guessing she has not learned that yet. Then again, I think it's only for guild masters, so we'll see.
You are strong, pirate. But this is true strength!
Let's see whose power of friendship is stronger.
Fool. Nothing is worse than the loss of life.
Don't start crying, woman.
What?
Don't
Yeah.
for all that true strength bullshit. Huh?
Erza is gonna lose.
No. I can do this! I will claim this bounty for my guild! For my strength! For my friends!
Bring it on!
Who wins, a million swords or 9 arms?
Friends.
Oh yeah, I thought so. Damn.
Now, where the hell is that shipyard?
Jesus! Talk about a killing blow!
In the past, Erza could react to projectiles flying over 500 miles per hour, but Zoro could move faster than the eye could see. US Air Force tests have shown that a well-trained human eye can consistently spot and recognize an image in 1/220th of a second. So, in this case, Zoro would have had to move from point A to point B, which is about 57 feet, in 4.5 milliseconds. That's close to 9,000 miles per hour.
That's more than 5 times faster than a bullet. Erza didn't really rely on speed
That makes
anyway,
sense.
And there's no evidence any of her armor magic could have helped close that wide of a gap.
Speaking of her armor, Erza did have more options in defense and weaponry. Unfortunately for her, she was simply outclassed in damage dealt.
Erza
Yeah.
could withstand hits of about 2 kilotons, like the blast which destroyed that island. But Zoro has dished out much stronger blows than that.
Slicing Pika in half, for example, was equivalent to 11.5 megatons. That's about 6,000 times bigger than anything Erza has survived. And while Erza's artificial eye may have seen through Zoro's 9-sword style illusion, it couldn't prevent him from actually attacking her.
She also had that habit of stripping down to clear hard clothing in a bind. Yeah, it gave her more sword power, but at the cost of less defense. This sounded like a good idea on paper, but close-range combat was Zoro's bread and butter.
Urza was mostly
True.
self-taught, and while proficient with a blade, Zoro has trained with swords all his life. Even with the greatest swordsman in the world, an up-close duel was exactly what he was looking for.
Yes, she won't be getting a fairy tale ending.
The winner is Roronoa's Zoro.
Alright. Got that one again. Alright, let's skip the next time. Yeah. I was really hoping that Erza was gonna pull out something like the fairy law last minute, but I guess she never learned it. Then again, like I said, that was just limited to the guild master, I think. And I don't think Erza became a guild master at any point of the story. At least not from when I last left off, so yeah, it's interesting. I mean, hey, my damn win streak continues. Again, I'm not fighting anyone on that. I'm fighting against myself, but I will take it. So that's gonna be it for me today, guys. Link to my Twitter is down in the description below. Go ahead and check it out if you want to. And if you're new here and enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. Let me know your thoughts on the video down in the comment section below, and consider subscribing. We are trying to get to 1,000 subs this year, so hopefully you guys can help me out with that. And also don't forget to leave your suggestions on what I should check on next. That being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!